What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. I've done pretty good. It's been 3 months. I told you guys I was going to drive the car all summer. No more projects. I think the brakes on the car back in March, June, somewhere in there was about the last time I did any major project on the car. Other than that, I did pretty good. I just drove it, enjoyed it all summer. I guess I take that back. I did do the little carbon fiber buttons in there, but that was a $100 5-minute job, so I'm not going to count that. But as you can see, unfortunately, the switch has been flipped. The weather has gone to complete trash here. We're in the first part of September. It really sucks. Summer is so short-lived here in the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, I held off as long as I could. I ordered a few more parts for the car. Ordered this one about a month ago. Anyway, finally came in. I'm going to tear into it, customize a little bit more, making it mine. Everything I do with the car at this point is just for the fun of it, just because it's a hobby I enjoy. I'm not getting money out of this. This isn't an investment. You got to know when you're doing stuff like this to a car like this, you're not going to get the money back out of it. But I guess it's kind of an addiction for me, always has been, and I do it for the fun of it. It's the hobby. So let me show you what I ordered. So you've heard me complain a little bit before about the interior in the early Gallardos being a little bit just plain. I've done what I can to spruce it up, added a few little carbon accent pieces here and there, you know, fixed the wore out buttons and switches and things on the HVAC controls. Added those stupid expensive floor mats because they add a little more color to make the interior pop. One of the other things that has always drove me nuts, and there's lots of cool stuff out there aftermarket, and the newer Lamborghinis come with it, is this very plain steering wheel. Ordered a new one, custom made just the way I want it. We're gonna swap it out. All right, drum roll please. Ta-da, here it is. Carbon fiber, Alcantara, orange accent, orange stitching, steering wheel. This is a genuine steering wheel. It has been redone. I do have a core charge on the original wheel that's in there, so I'm going to get this swapped out as soon as possible so I can get my core returned back, like a $650 core on that car. And overall, I'm really happy. This was ordered through DCT Motorsports. They're online. They're all over eBay. This was actually the cheapest aftermarket manufacturer of these steering wheels I could find out there online. There was actually one out of China that was even more expensive than this one. Some of them from the name brand websites and stuff out there were 2 to 3 times what I paid for this particular wheel. Give you a little sneak peek. I think it's going to be a huge upgrade and really pop compared to that very plain factory wheel. I would love to swap out the airbag for the later style with the actual Lamborghini logo in there, just because it adds a little more color, but maybe at a later point in time. That's excess money I do not have right now. Overall, I'm pleased with the steering wheel itself and the quality. There's one, I don't know if see if the camera will pick it up. It's like a very tiny little blem right there. Seems to be in the carbon. It's smooth. Really probably won't see it much in the car at all. Other than that, it looks really good. We'll see what fitment and everything looks like once it's in the car. I think it will look fine. There was another little glitchy issue that I had. For some reason, these 2 little holes here came empty. There was nothing in there. There were just a couple empty holes there. I stuck a couple little screws in there just to kind of match what came in the wheel. I'm not sure why there were even holes there. Maybe some of you guys can point out why. I don't know. So anyway, not that you'll see it once it's on the car, but I filled those in with a little screw. So yeah, so in order to do this, we're going to need a little T30 Torx there. Those are what hold the airbag in, so we're going to have to pop that out of there. And then I actually had to order it because I didn't have one, and I will put a link in the description as well. I actually ordered a 12-point triple square. That's like $10.50. I didn't have one of these around either, but Supposedly that's what we need to pull the nut off of the steering wheel. So I paid, I don't know, roughly with all shipping and tax and everything, after I get my core returned back, this is roughly $1,000 steering wheel. Some of them were upwards, depending on what you wanted to do, $2,000 to $3,000. They had several different designs. I had actually reached out to Ivan at DCT, told him I wanted something a little bit different, and this is exactly what I had in mind. He was very communicative, sent me a rendering and some photos of wheels that they have done, and I said yes, that's exactly what I want, and that's exactly what he created for me. It took about a month to make the wheel and get it to me. A little bit of an issue with shipping, not anything terrible, but I was kind of frustrated because I had to ship it to the house here. I hate it. I absolutely hate it when sellers of anything sell anything and ship it signature required without telling me. I would have had it shipped to my wife's work or my work or somewhere where somebody would have been available. So I had jump through some hoops to go track this thing down and get a hold of it from the post office, which is always a huge pain in the rear end. If you're going to ship something signature required, let the recipient know that that's how you're sending it. It's appreciated for sure. Anyway, enough grumbling and griping. First thing we're going to need to do is disconnect the battery on the car, because we are going to be messing with that airbag, and hopefully this will be a quick, simple, easy install. Super excited to see this thing in the car. I think it's really going to help make that interior pop that much more. Like I said, guys, first thing I'm going to do is climb in here and get this battery disconnected, since we're playing with that airbag. Then we can jump inside the car. In the car, I'm going to get the key in there, get the ignition turned forward so I can turn the steering wheel sideways, and that allows us to get in here. Remember, we're using the T27. Get back in here and we can access these and start getting the airbag pulled loose. Once we got those good and loose, we should be able to wiggle the airbag out of here. If I can get back in there with the camera, now you guys can kind of see that little red plug. We need to squeeze that. Fat little fingers. And we just unplug the airbag like so. Now we can just set that aside. For now, there's that little mechanism. You can just squeeze that and give it a pull. Get that out of the way. Now you guys can get a good look with that airbag out of the way. This is the nut that holds it on, that we're going to use that 12-point triple square half-inch drive. We're going to get in here and see if we can break that nut loose and get this steering wheel pulled off the splines. Just like so. A little bit of blue Loctite on there, so it is a little bit stiff at first. Now we get that out of the way, we should be able to pull the steering wheel right on off of there. Slight little wiggle, just like so. Yeah, very fine splines in there. Now here we are, get a good comparison in the daylight here. Both wheels outside of the car, really a night and day difference between the two aesthetically. Super excited, so let's squeeze that thing back in the car. If all goes right, we should be able to just line this thing up like so, and yeah, right on there. And we'll get our nut back in place, tighten down, see if we can get that airbag reinstalled. Wheel install quick and easy, so let's see if we can just get this airbag snapped and screwed back into place. Make sure it's facing the right direction. Don't need our bowl upside down. I'll get the wheel twisted again so we can access things. See if we can get things lined up. Mostly because you're doing everything blind, just took a little finessing and wiggling to get things to line up there as they should to get the airbag started. centered up so we can get a good visual of it. Already, what 1,000 times difference. And that was literally a 5-minute install. I will point out real quick, if this is something you may want to tackle yourself, I don't know if it's because this is an earlier model car. Somebody had pointed out, let me turn this again, in some of the other their videos, there's actually some little covers that belong on here covering these. I don't know if mine are just missing. Maybe they've already been popped off before, or like I said, maybe it didn't come with them because it's an earlier car. So I don't know. Anyway, don't be surprised if you've got a little couple plastic covers you need to pop off of there to get to yours. Connect that battery. I've got to assume since I disconnected, I'm probably gonna have to reprogram the keys. Not a big deal. First time I think I've disconnected the battery complete like that since I've owned the car. So yeah, we'll plug that in real quick, see if we got to go through that process. I did it once before when I replaced the battery in my spare key and replaced that missing emblem. So yeah, let's connect it real quick. I'll get that out of the way and show you guys a good visual. This looks really, really good. Alright guys, so we got the battery all connected as expected. Since I did that, we got to reprogram the keys real quick. I did this in the key fob video. I'll run through it real quick just because it comes up every once in a while. Not terribly difficult. Stick the key in the ignition. We turn it all the way on. Everything cycle, do its thing. We're going to hold the lock and unlock button simultaneously for about 5 seconds. You're not going to get any beeps or warnings or anything like that. No chimes, nothing come up. After that, we're going to turn it back off, pull it back out. Going to open and close the door, simulate we left, and in theory this should work again. There you go, lock and unlock. Now we'll program the other key and then I'll get out of the way here, get some light in the car and show off the steering wheel real good. There you have it guys, all hooked back up and ready to go. Everything working and functioning as it should. What an absolute night and day difference. Really modernizes the interior of the car with just a 5-minute simple install. It really was as simple as it looked in the video. Not a bad option guys if you are in the market for something like that. Like I said, it was literally the most inexpensive option I was able to find out there online, and I couldn't be happier with the finished product. So now with that install complete, I can get the core wheel box back up and sent back off and hopefully get my core returned back in a speedy time frame. Got a couple other little parts on order for the car, a couple little upgrades, so stay tuned guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you guys on the next video.